Let's say you are the newest data analyst in town, and you have already learned all the tools necessary. You're okay. But a problem comes whereby you've been presented with a data project before you buy a client. Now you ask yourself, what do I do, or what do you do? You need to outline a clear and simple data analysis framework before you begin or before you touch anything. And if you are struggling to do that, I think this video is for you. Divide the framework into 4 phases. All the phases will be outlined here. For example, in phase 1, try framing the problem. Perform what we call stakeholder discovery and personal mapping. Try to understand the stakeholder requirements. And then go ahead and create a persona card. This persona card outlines clearly the roles, the goals, the pain points, and data fluency required by the client or the stakeholder. Then you have to define clear answerable questions. And in this, apply the SMART criteria. For example, specific, you have to ask yourself, what do I want to achieve? Measurable, how will I know that it is already accomplished? Achievable, how can the goal be accomplished? Realistic, does this seem qualified? Time bound, when can I accomplish this project? Then identify the success metrics and the hypothesis. Then to finalize phase 1, you have to translate the questions into key performance indicators, and such as revenue growth or even churn rates. Phase 2, data strategy and collection. If you have no necessary data available, or if the client has not necessary data available, what do you do to collect the required data? This is actually what you can do. First, you have to identify the method best suit for each tool. And by this I mean you can use APIs which are best for structured external or internal data. And the tool to use to extract this data, you can use Python, Postman, or even Zapier. You can use ETL tools, extract, transform, and load tools, which are best for automated pipelines. And these tools include Fivetran, Airbyte, and Talent. If you are about to do web scraping to extract your data, this is suitable for sites without APIs. You can use tools such as Python and specifically Beautiful Soup and Scrappy. If you want to extract data from manual uploads, this is best, especially if you are yearning for quick fixes or even small data sets. The best tool to use is Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. For the tracking tools, which are good for user behavior and events, you can extract data using Mixpanel, Segment, or GA4. Lastly, you can use survey forms to extract data from users, and this includes user feedback, and this is mostly for qualitative insights. Uh, Tools to use here, you can use Typeforms or given Google Forms. Phase 3 outline how you are going to prepare your data and explore. And this is data preparation and exploration. Firstly, you have to clean and wrangle data. And this includes handling missing values, decision rules for imputation versus flagging. And this also ensures consistency checks like standardizing date formats, currencies, and categoricals. Secondly, you have to conduct exploratory data analysis. And this you look into descriptive summaries, including central tendencies, dispersion measures, and percentiles. You also have to look at the relationship analysis and consisting of correlation, crosstabs, pivot tables. You also have to look at the visual diagnostics, including histograms, box plots, time series, and line charts. Then you have to derive metrics and feature construction, especially if feature construction, especially if the project itself requires some data science aspect of it. You'll have to calculate the KPI conversion rates, average order value, or even churn rates. You have to look at time-based aggregations, that is weekly, monthly, active users, or even revenue trends. Segmentation variables, where customer cohorts sign up by dates, region, or even product year. And lastly, you have to look at rolling calculations, including moving averages, cumulative sums for seasonality. And this can best be achieved by using the SQL. Phase 4 ensure that you look at modeling and analysis, whereby you have to know the type of analysis, the purpose, the key techniques to be used, common tools, and example of use cases. For example, if it's descriptive analysis, its purpose is to understand what happened. You techniques to use aggregation data, visualization, reporting, and trend analysis. Common tools will include Excel, SQL, Power BI, and Tableau. And example of use cases: what were our last sales last quarter? Then in predictive analysis, the purpose could be to forecast what might happen. Techniques to use regression, classification, time series forecasting, and machine learning, which is the basic one. Common tools to use: Python, R, scikit-learn, BigQuery, and BigQuery in machine learning. Example of use case include which customer are likely to churn. And predictive, prescriptive suggests what to do next. And this is actually decision making. Techniques to use optimization model, A/B testing, simulation, advanced machine learning, for example, reinforcement learning. And here you have to use Python, R, or even Google or R tools. Example of use case include what discount should we offer to maximize profit. Phase 5, interpretation and insight generation. Here, use the shortcuts. Uh, and this is the acronym INSIGHT, INSIGHT, to guide on your interpretation. It identify patterns. Look at trends, outliers, comparisons. Start with the KPIs. For example, which channel consistency drives qualified leads. N, narrow down what matters. Focus on changes that are significant or unexpected, not noise. For example, why did conversion drop on the top landing page? Segmentation. For S, segment the data. Break down the KPIs per persona relevant segment. For example, the channel, device, region. You can say, do leads, do leads from LinkedIn behave, or from Facebook behave? Then I interpret the why. Use the domain knowledge and data context to explore the causes. For example, it is a consistent mismatch, wrong audience, or bad user experience. G, generate hypothesis. Turn interpretation into testable ideas. For example, maybe high CPC on LinkedIn means fewer but better leads. H, highlight opportunities. What can be optimized, fixed, or scaled? For example, let's double down on Google Ads for cheaper CPL. And T, tell the story. Synthesize the findings into a narrative from the persona. Clear, visual, and actionable. For example, speak in the stakeholders' language. Like, here's what your best leads are coming from. And always remember, the golden rule for this is that always connect the insights back to the stakeholders' pain point and success metric. Phase 6, which is the second last phase, communication and decision support. Build the narrative arc. This is by executive. This is, for example, the executive summary. Make sure you have 2 to 3 takeaways or bullet point recommendations, or even detailed appendices like methodologies and data dictionaries. Secondly, delivery formats. And this can be dashboards, live widgets for top KPIs, interactive filters, presentation decks, one insight per slide, clear, so what, or even the callouts. Reports, PDF or internal wiki pages with embedded pages and links. And thirdly, feedback loops and governance. Regular review sessions, retrospective and metric updates. Data office hours, on-demand analysis support. Also have a look at the governance. What are the access controls or change management processes? Phase 7, you will have to look at the deployment and maintenance. And this include automating data pipelines, the ETL orchestration using Airflow, DBT, or even version control, or even version control through by using Git or GitHub. Also look at the refresh schedule. And second, you have to look at monitoring and alerts, data quality checks, and this will include row count, schema validation jobs, and lastly, KPI alerting. And this could include threshold-based notifications, especially if you are using Slack.